All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to Global Speedrun Association presenting Celeste Any Percent League Qualifiers Group Stage. My name is Zojalix and I am here with Troy of Athens joining me on the mic today, and we are having a match between Davesterio and Archie Gaming's archieboy666. How you feeling today, Troy?
Feeling good. I'm excited to see what this match is gonna bring. Uh, Hoping for some really nice action in this match here that actually has some big ramifications.
Yeah. Yeah, as we look at the standings right now, whoever wins this match is going to take second place in the group, which will allow them to move on to the knockout stage, I do believe, of the tournament. And so now it looks like we are getting ready to, they're going ahead and starting their match right now. I want to see in chat what you guys believe are your predictions for this match. It's going to be really interesting to see. So right away in the prologue for both. Oh, and Archie Boy takes a
Yeah, gonna get a death in the first stage of the game.
yeah, that's going to be really nice for Dave Stereos. He's going to pick himself up a nice couple of seconds right off the bat. So, by the looks of things, both runners are going to be running off of PC. You could tell just by both of them being able to utilize the prologue skipping cutscene, which, as we saw in our previous match between Crichter and I already forgot who the other runner was. Tuluke. They were running, one was off console, one was off PC, and so they were unable to use they decided to opt out of using the prologue skip, but since they're both on PC, everything will be normal. So we will be seeing things such as demo dash. We won't be seeing any of the menu storage strat like we had seen Crichter pull out in 5B in the last match. So that definitely won't throw me for a loop like it did earlier today. Both runners are playing a pretty decent prologue, and actually, by the looks of things, Dave Stereo had taken a death, so Archie Boy was able to jump up in the lead a little bit. But still, both having some pretty good cities. A couple of slight hiccups here and there, but being that city is the very first stage in the game, it's not really fair to just say that whoever is ahead in city is going to win the race, because there's still a lot of Celeste to be played. A 140 clocking in for Dave with a 138 for Archie Boy, so we're seeing a 2-second lead between the two runners going into Old Site. Now, Old Site is an interesting one because in Old Site you get some of you get the dream block mechanics that are shown throughout the run, that are shown highlighted in this chapter and then in Summit. And so it's really cool to see just as the speedrun has progressed how and Dave misses the little cutscene trigger there, so he's gonna lose a couple more seconds. So right there, what Dave was doing is if you dash up into the corner and you're able to be in the right spot when you skip the cutscene that activates the dream block, it will actually spawn you up in the dream block and will just have you use the dream block as you go up, and you can continue on, which saves like 1 or 2 seconds depending on where your positioning is when you skip the cutscene originally.
Yeah, it's actually a surprisingly easy trick to pull off. I just wanted to, sorry, what's going on now, yeah. So Dave Stereo keeping this lead, currently. Oh, I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Archie Boy's keeping the lead. Right.
I was like, wait a second.
I'm going blind. No, I'm kidding. I can see. But yeah, keeping going pretty well so far. Dave Stereo just flubbing up a little bit here, managing to make it through the battles there.
Okay, nice.
I mean, yeah, that's doable, but it's still crazy. It's still good to say.
Yeah, that's a tough one indeed, but it's definitely very well done. Archie Boy is now beginning his awake section. So the awake section is really interesting because, wow, Archie Boy tripping up there, where you may not necessarily have anything that like you don't have any risk of death, but the movement here is so finesse and just absolutely insane that you can have a lot of minute time losses. So a 334 coming out from Archie Boy of Old Sight, and I think a 340 coming in from Davesterio. So that's going to be a 6-second lead for Archie Boy as we go into Resort. Now, Troy, I'll go ahead and let you explain Resort. Oh, Archie Boy, what?
Well, if you want me to start it out, Archie Boy taking death here on Chapter 3.
Wow,
Yeah, that was just a missed hyper, it appeared to be. You know, trying to keep doing some wave dashes on the way to the entrance of Resort, and just unfortunately taking a fall.
All right.
Yeah, I guess just some mistimed inputs, and Archie Boy now taking.
Archie Boy taking another death. That might be the opening that Davesterio needs to take the lead. I can't quite tell. Oh, but Dave now takes a death. Oh wow, this race is looking to be a lot closer than.
Yeah.
This race is looking real close. Archie Boy looking at.
Yeah, I do want to say Archie Boy is capable of very good. Dave.
Oh.
Okay, Archie Boy is capable of very good times. He does have, I believe, like a 30-minute, like 30xx on the leaderboard. So he does have that capability.
Yeah,
I am aware.
30.
Yeah, Dave's very good at his own right as well. But you know, it does take some like a good amount of practice just to get to the 30-minute mark.
Right. So now Archie Boy is continuing to be. Continuing his lead is with some hiccups there from actually both runners that I don't think it really made too much of a difference to what the leads are. As Archie Boy as both runners are now in the big mess section, Archie Boy hitting the cutscene skip at a 5:08, and he's going to be moving down into the. I have actually no idea what the first section is for big mess.
The books.
Books.
Or
okay.
boxes. This is boxes.
Oh yeah, boxes. So Davesterio hitting the cutscene at about a 5:19, so we're seeing about an 11-second lead come forth from Archie Boy. Archie Boy is going to miss the bubble there for books, which isn't a major time loss, but it's still something that Dave can look at using to improve and find whatever sort of time saves he can in order to help him continue on.
Yeah, it's just going to be the little things right now.
Oh, Dave didn't get the cutscene, so that's going to be another couple of seconds because he has to go back and reactivate the Oshiro cutscene. That's one of the tricky things about this game is if you go too fast almost, you can trip up the game and have you retry instead of skipping a cutscene, and that can be fairly detrimental.
Yeah. If you just, you know... It's a bit hard, you know, essentially what happens there is you with that particular cutscene with Oshiro, usually you actually have to talk to him in order to cue the cutscene first. And so, you know, you could just, you know, press the interact button to talk to him, which is the same as for a button. Yeah, Dave making some saves.
Wow, Dave, okay, Dave will take another death there.
The death cycle of this room is so difficult to go through. Okay.
Alright, so we're looking at getting closer to about a 20-second lead from Archie Boy. Archie Boy's coming up on Demo Dash here in just a little bit. Oh, he's going to miss the wall bounce there, but is still able to get it. It'll be interesting to see if Archie Boy will go for checkpointless Demo Dash, and it looks like he's going to opt into the checkpoint. He's just going to choose to play it safe. And he takes a first death on Demo Dash, which will give Dave an opportunity to make up some ground. Archie Boy is on his third try, and on his third try, he is able to get through Demo Dash. Now, Dave is able to...
not that far behind right now.
No, he's not. So Dave is able to pick it up on a first try. That will give him a lot of ground to make up. It won't give him the lead, but it definitely will help. Dave opting into the checkpoint is just going to play it safe, and he gets it first try. Let's go, Dave. So we're looking at some really close play now as Archie Boy is moving in through Oshiro right now. And Dave has just now wrapped up the elevator shaft and will be moving in to begin the Oshiro chase section himself. Now, in our last match, I guess it doesn't really pertain to these runners at all, but We saw a little bit of trip ups coming through on the Yoshiro section. It'll be interesting to see if any of these runners will repeat that. And, oh, Dave misses the coin, but okay, Dave is just pulling out all the saves right now. He misses the coin, but is still able to go up and over without even needing to use his dash. Now, Archie Boy is going to be finishing up his resort at an 8:24, if I'm not wrong. And then Davis coming in right behind him.
Yeah. Is your quality kind of iffy?
Yeah, my internet's been kind of funky recently.
Oh, well, I don't know if it is your internet specifically for both having it.
Oh, I didn't know you were having it as well.
Yeah, that's why I was asking.
Alright.
Okay, so starting up Golden Ridge now, just doing some simple stuff here with the wall bounces. The beginning of Golden Ridge, honestly, is pretty simple, but of course we gotta have Archie Boy pulling off the Archie.
Archie becoming one of like the face strats just through Archie being the most beloved bird in the Celeste community. I will probably end up pointing that out in literally every single match that I commentate, but that's okay.
I mean, how many birds do we know in the Celeste community?
How many speedrun games in general can say that they have a bird as their mascot?
Well, someone has a pet bird who's a speedrunner. That's all it is, really. And
yeah, and now Dave is
love it.
Oh! He's gonna fall. Not
failing
really
the Archie.
Sure. But I wasn't really sure what happened there, but he's able to get Archie second try.
Either he, I'm not entirely sure, like, what can happen. In that case, he might have just, like, not quite a wall grabbed or something, but it kind of looked like he might have just not gotten the dash back. Like, he might have misinputted a little bit, and
Archie Boy going for coinless. And he's got it!
Nice.
Very well done, Archie Boys. He's going to pull out some of the big boy strats here. We'll see if... I don't expect Dave to pull out the same thing, because that strat is very, very tough. I know I've watched a couple of runners on their streams, and they spend a lot of time just specifically trying to get that coinless. So, very, very well done for Archie Boy to pull that out here today, as that's going to give him a lot of solid time saves against Davesterio.
No, his first try he didn't pull off a Archie. That's why, and yeah, that's why I was thinking what was going on. He might have gone for the older strat or something, or may have just misinterpreted it. That's
Dave's doing his own version of coinless.
Yeah, that's not necessarily a faster. That's not necessarily faster than getting the coin, because all you're doing is just doing an extended hyper without getting the coin. That's it. Like, you're doing the same movement.
Yeah. Even still, a lot of swag to come through from Dave as he begins his clip face section. An 11-10 Golden Ridge coming through from Archie Boy. Very solid play. And a very solid lead coming from him. But even still, Dave is still putting up a lot of really good performance. Impressive to see him. Really cool to see him too being, I know I watched Dave's stream a couple of times and just, because he's also a Final Fantasy runner, and in certain points in his Final Fantasy run, he will put Celeste up in the corner, and I think he does IL runs of Celeste.
Yeah.
Or something like that, while he's also running Final Fantasy. So to be able to divert his time like that is very impressive, and still be able to put out a time that he has in Celeste and be able to put himself in this tournament is very, very impressive.
Yeah, Archie Boy having a bit of trouble at the start of 5A. Nothing too big, but, just flubbing up a little bit.
And now Archie Boy going in, he goes up, he gets the corner boost.
Good
That's
yeet.
a yeet coming from Archie Boy.
Yeah.
So very good to see that. Probably my favorite trick in the game, because again, another reason why Celeste is one of the best speed games, if not the best, is we have a trick called
Yeah. the reasoning behind how that works is basically it's using the momentum of that dash block to then to continue carrying it through that screen, using some well-timed hypers, bunny hops, and a corner boost at the end.
Oh, and Dave misses the corner boost.
Yeah, the corner boost that I'm just talking about, in order to be able to carry it over into the screen transition as well. And if you don't get that corner boost at the end, it's all for nothing. So, I mean, it does save a little bit of time being able to move across the screen really quickly, but
the corner boost actually breaks it.
Yeah, the corner boost kind of allows you to do that little skip on the next screen there where you don't need to use the
coming
dash
up on
block.
Bub's drop. Oh, Archie Boy fails Bub's drop, but it looks like he's just gonna keep going.
Yeah, this is a way of doing it that I've seen some people go for in the qualifiers. You know, if you're just not feeling Bub's drop, you just keep going. Like what? I don't necessarily know, like, if it would save time over, say, a second try. It probably doesn't, honestly. The way it works is it takes 10 seconds to do that screen, because you come back here, so you have to do this entire screen again, and that's what causes the 10 seconds.
Oh, Dave taking a death before he's unable to get to Bub's drop. It'll be interesting to see. Oh, he tags again!
Hello!
Oh, Dave is taking another death. And Dave goes down again. Dave is unable to even just get over this block. Now he's able to get it. Archie Boy following behind in the mirror, and Dave will fail Bub's drop, but he is going to give it a second try. Archie Boy is going to be taking a death. Dave just not really sure what he's doing. I think he's trying to reset some of the nerves there. Archie Boy dying while he's falling through there. And Archie Boy, using the Seeker, isn't able to get the preferred drop. Oh! And Dave will get Bub's drop. It looks like he pause buffered his input there, so that was very well done from him. As he will get a second try Bub's drop. It's still quite a ways behind Archie Boy as he's moving through the Seeker section. Dave taking another death. Very unfortunate. Oh! Dave definitely 5B is coming in to be a really, really brutal level for Dave. Oh no!
Going for the reverse hyper on the button, which is a slightly more precise strategy. Gets it on the second try. Yeah, this is crazy, and I do say that 5B really steps up in difficulty after you get past Bub's drop. So it isn't just Bub's drop that is something to worry about here in this chapter.
Not. Archie Boy taking a death in the impossible room. He's died a couple of times while he's been in the mirror, but he's still able to come through with a 15:36, 37, 15:35. Sorry, wow, I'm really off there. Of his 5B, very solid time. It looks like he's taking a little bit of a.
Okay, that is recoverable. Yeah. Okay, good.
Dave, okay.
Nicely done.
Okay, Dave is just gonna recover. Like, I don't know. Dave's been saving a lot of stuff today.
Yeah.
This is really impressive from him.
He keeps.
Right now, he's in another situation where he's got to save it, and he does it again. Wow.
The improv by Dave right now. That screen was very cool, especially with all the Seekers, with the two Seekers nearby, potentially causing some problems. Able to deal with it. Archie Boy failing. Gonna be getting on the second try now. Davesterio moving through here with the Seekers. Oh, gonna take the death.
That's a feels bad, man. He is going to be going right behind, though, as he finishes up that room. Oh, kind of trips up a little bit, but is able to save it. Continues to move through, trying to avoid as many of these Seekers as he can. That is, honestly, in my opinion, one of the hardest things to do is to just figure out these Seekers, because they can just really trip you up. Oh, Dave is going to fall and take another death. Archie Boy moving through Reflection really fast, and he's gonna go ahead and get the success. I'm not sure if he got the full Ultra, but he was able to play it really well, as he doesn't take a death on that Kevin block like we've seen other runners do in the past. Ooh, Dave taking a death in the Heart Room. It looks like he's gonna try and go for more of the extended hypers. Oh, but he dropped Theo again.
This is a very tough room to get the timing down correctly.
What?
That was a save. That was not
What?
intentional.
Just happened.
That was, I mean, specifically, like, do you not understand what just happened, or?
Or did he like?
He did a neutral wall jump off of the rhythm block, caught Theo in midair, and kept moving right because you know it's a neutral wall jump, so you don't have a wave movement.
Okay. Because my I don't know if it was just my Discord call thing.
No, the frames did drop, but I was able to figure it out.
Yeah, that made it kind of hard to see. Dave's kind of tripping up on the bubbles a little bit.
Which, I mean, still crazy, you know, catching Theo in mid-air after doing a neutral wall jump to then land back on the platform and continue on.
Dave is able to pull out all of the saves today, and it's really, these saves are just absolutely crazy.
Yeah, Dave's certainly not going down without a fight right now.
Yeah. As now, Archie Boy coming up on the famous Battle and Boost trick in just a little bit. Again, Battle and Boost, a pretty easy trick. I don't really know of any beginners that really struggle with it.
Yeah, it's.
I think probably
it only took me like the better part of like half hour to hour.
Yeah, a really easy
to learn it. Like, and from there I usually get it on my second try almost every time, at least. Sorry, at most, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just yet again using momentum from a dash block, from a moving block there, and then building on it with a hyper. Because we have no capped movement speed. That is something to always point out. We have no capped movement speed in this game.
Yeah, definitely. And so if you guys
using speed from other
if anybody understands some of the tasks that have been showcased at some GDQs, you definitely can see a lot of movement in those tasks, so that, like, the way that they use that is absolutely insane. So now we've got Archie Boy in the battle and fight. Again, the most intense moment of the game, and just the way that these runners are able to just do, like, the way that this fight has been optimized, in my opinion, is one of the most amazing things ever, because they just use everything in such precise ways that...
And even with that, I would honestly say, like, Archie is doing some strategies that I don't necessarily yet think I've seen from other runners. I mean, he may be doing some safer strategies on a couple screens, but even so, they are difficult in their own right.
Right.
And choosing to wait out that cycle, because I believe he realized he was going to be a bit late. That facing that first cycle is actually really tight. If you're not, like, exactly ready to get through, there's a possibility that there's, like, no way of avoiding one of Battleland's hits.
Right.
Like, on the last possible frame that you could get hit. It's, like, so annoying that it happens sometimes.
Right. So Davesterio now coming up into the battle, and I'm not sure what the actual name for this section is off the top of my head, but he's beginning his approach into the battle and fight.
Vent or like the, it's something like that. Like, okay, Davesterio going for the checkpoint here on the fall. Not quite confident on their third part of the dev intended shortcut. So, you know, took the checkpoint so that he wouldn't have to do first and second part of it over again.
Very respectable to be able to do that. He probably is just, I'm not sure if he knows what pace he's on right now or where the standings are, but definitely a pretty good idea just to play things safe. Archie Boy looking like he's getting ready to wrap up his battle and fight right now. Oh, and right as I say that, he gets blasted by a laser and ends up dying in the last room. Probably one of the most punishing deaths you can take while doing the battle and fight, as this room just goes for so long. So to take a death there is rough, but is able to go through it second try. Davesterio struggling on this first room, trying to bait out the first laser, but keeps dashing into the spikes. Struggling a little bit, but now it looks like he's able to find his groove and be able to begin the battle and fight. Right as archieboy is going to be wrapping up his reflection with what looks like a 2157, maybe just barely a 56 reflection. So a very, very commanding lead from archieboy going into the summit. But still, Davesterio, you got to give props to him. All of the saves that have happened today, that he's pulled out just so many amazing saves. Very, very respectable performance from him. archieboy now continuing just to move through the summit. Which again, you know, you're going through, seeing a lot of the themes. You're seeing all the themes from all of the different chapters. Okay, Dave. I thought he was gonna save that.
Dave couldn't save that one, but he did save something on the previous screen. Okay, Archie now gonna be finishing out the 0 meters now, as Dave is finishing up the battle and fight. Gonna be entering part 2 of it shortly. As now, Archie boy now moving through 500 meters.
Dave looks like he was able to play that room a little bit cleaner than Archie boy did, but still, I mean, just overall, the Archie boy has been playing a lot cleaner, which is expected in some ways, especially just when you look at the leaderboards. The PBs are definitely a lot more in Archie boy's favor, but even still, Dave, to bring himself to this point of being able to play in the qualifiers is very, very respectable, and overall, I'm just really impressed with Dave's performance.
Okay, Archie boy just flubbing a little bit here on the end of 500 meters. And yeah, honestly, like, Davesterio is still playing very well. I don't, you know, it's just, it still definitely could be pulled back for Dave. I think, like, we're not.
It's gonna be if Dave
really
would have to. Archie boy is gonna have to suddenly really struggle in the last little bit, but Dave now looking like he wants to finish up this reflection. I'm not gonna say that he's about to, because last time I said that, I caused Archie boy to die.
Oh, he's fine now, so it's fine.
He's good now. He's able to finish up his reflection. Coming out, he's gonna be in the 24s. Still looking to be quite a ways behind Archie boy, but still, Archie boy moving through. He's gonna be entering 1500 meters, which, in my opinion, is not my least favorite section of Summit. That's still 2000, but that's just because I don't like the mechanics of Golden Ridge. But with 1500, you get to revisit the Dust Bunny mechanics, and all of the mechanics that have come through on 1500 meters are, in my opinion, just really impressive as to how they move and dash at certain points. Okay, Archie boy, flubbed a little bit there, but was able to pull it back pretty well. What? I don't really know what Archie boy was happened there, but okay.
It's fine.
Archie boy taking the. I'm not sure if that's safer now to go lower, because I know that if you take the intended route, if you are able to do the diagonal down dash well enough, it does actually save a couple more frames than it does to go down.
I mean, I know from my own experience that it's just safer in the fact, just like in the idea of like you're more used to that route than the other ones. Like you know, don't bother changing it, and it doesn't save that much time, so it's actually not that
it's
bad of an idea to just keep your route going as you've been used to it. Like it's not worth it unless you're really fighting for those seconds.
Oh, okay. Now Archie boy coming up does not look like he's gonna go for the full auto scroller skip. I can respect that play. He's really far ahead, so to lose time on the auto scroller skip would not be good. Dave,
that'll be fine.
kind of. Okay.
Yeah, that one. you know, like when you got no real moving elements going on, you can just navigate as you need to.
Both runners are taking deaths in their current sections here, but it looks like they're able to clean it up pretty easily. Archieboy kind of stumbling a little bit there, but is able to bring it back pretty well. Dave now wrapping up his 500 meters. He's still quite a ways behind, but again, this races are never really over until both runners have finished their run.
Yeah. It could certainly change, but it does seem pretty secured right now for Archieboy as he is entering 2,500 meters. About we do go by in-game timer, so you will see that the Archieboy's timer is roughly like 20 seconds ahead, actually, nearly 20 seconds ahead of Davesterio's timer. But he's also what would essentially be like a minute or two of the chapter itself, so not really gonna be as significant as like the timer difference, in-game timer difference, not gonna be as significant of a factor as what you see on screen right now.
Archieboy coming in doing a very clean key skip there, very well done from him. He's gonna be coming up now on some of your more difficult sections of Summit with door skip coming up. I don't know if he's. Oh no, here's thread the needle, and it looks like he's gonna go around it this time. Not doing your faster one, but probably still overall safer. He's able to skip the first door, but misses the crystal.
Yeah, misses the crystal after doing the first door. Just unfortunate, and just have to retry that whole screen. Dave's on an awkward cycle right now, able to make it through. Okay. Oh, and Archieboy. Okay, that was a good save.
I missed what happened.
I believe he just didn't get the right dashes. He dashed too early up. Basically, you can do it. You can save time by dashing as soon as you want, and
Okay.
you can save time by dashing like at a certain point, and it'll make you go as like you can reach it right when you need to.
Okay, so now Davesterio is in his 2,000 meters with Archieboy now in the downdraft section, which downdraft is interesting because you lose a lot of upward momentum as the wind pushes you down, hence why it's downdraft. And oh wow, a synced death from both runners. Really interesting to see that come through. We're looking, Dave is now coming up on the big auto scroller. He looks like he's only going to opt for the first skip, but his hair doesn't go back to pink, it stays red, so he's going to have to give this another try.
Yeah, the hair always indicates how many dashes we have. Pink is 2, red is 1, blue is 0.
Archieboy now looking to wrap up this run. Again, this race still is his to lose. Very solid performance, commanding lead coming from him. But even still, Dave, he's just, ooh, Archieboy taking a death there. That's going to be very detrimental.
Yeah, going to be losing a couple seconds to that. Flag
misses
13.
the coin there, so he's going to have to go back for it before he's able to enter flag 12. But even still, you look at Davesterio, like, yes, Archieboy's got a commanding lead right now. This is looking like it's going to be Archieboy. But Dave, I would not be surprised to see him show back up in Season 3. If he just cleans up a little bit if he just cleans himself up a little bit, I think he will definitely be somebody to look out for in Season 3.
Yeah. I mean, certainly, but it's always good to focus on what we have at hand, and the fact that Archie Boy is gonna be moving on, based on what we're seeing here. Archie's still having a few more flags on the, as I like to call it, the final 5 flags.
Dave now moving into key skip. Kind of gets a little bit of a hiccup there, but is able to get it.
Okay, starting at flag 2. Maybe finishing this out. Good. You know, not too far off of his PB. I believe it was like a high 30-minute, like a 34.
Oh, and he takes a flag 1 death.
Yeah. But just, you know, closing it out at this point, gonna be getting up there, finally able to get to the top of the summit. And
a 31:29 to come in for Archie Boy. A really, really solid race time now. Davesterio is going to be entering 3,000 meters and looking to finish up his race here. So now Archie Boy, with that win, that will secure his spot in the knockout stage for the qualifiers, as he will be taking 2nd place in his group and is going to be looking at continuing his journey through this qualifier, hoping that he will make it into season 2 of the Celeste Any Percent League. Again, a very, very good game from him. Davesterio now continuing to move through
3,000 meters.
3,000 meters. Sorry, I glanced down for a second, and because I'm just very ADD, I glanced down at one thing and suddenly my whole focus is thrown off.
Oh, completely understandable. I have the same condition, but yeah. You do what you can with it.
Yeah.
Flag 19 now. Gonna be moving. Oh, yeah, just counting down for the final 30. Davesterio at this point, not really fighting for any sort of PB or any sort of thing. Just finishing out the run, just, you know, for honestly consistency at this point, because, you know, there is still points to divvy out, but it isn't gonna actually impact at much at this point. There is the advancing has already been determined at this point. The way the points just work out, there is no way for Davesterio to win it back at this point.
Yeah, I think he was he wasn't down. Yeah, he was down 48 points, I think.
Coming into this?
Maybe I might be wrong.
I'm looking at the bracket right now, on the stage right now. It was 20 points.
Oh yeah, 20 points. I'm sorry. I think I was looking at. Yeah, no, Archie Boy was down. He was down. Wait, no. Wait, what is my brain telling me right now? Holy cow! I'm just gonna stop trying to look at those points because I keep making myself think things that aren't true, and I don't want to give you guys false information because that's not good.
You can always just find them.
Yep.
I can type it in chat for you guys. If you
there you go. You can use exclamation point standings, I think. To find
bracket.
That one. Bracket.
Both of them work.
Yep, to be able to see all the current standings for not just the Celeste qualifier, but also for the Super Mario Odyssey qualifier, the Super Mario 64 qualifier, as well as the Paper Mario Glitchless tournament that has been going on. So if you would like to see all stats or standings from that, those are there. Davesterio once again pulling out a little bit of minor save here.
Yeah. I am hoping, I don't know what Milo's gonna do, but I don't know if he's been pretty fast with figuring out the next stages of these qualifiers.
Yes, shout outs to all of the GSA staff members for doing all of their work.
And so I want to say that SMO's elimination bracket has already been seeded, and so is SM64's. So you can see those already and who they're going to be facing. With this being the final game of the group stages, I'm hoping that we get some development, but we'll wait on that. Of course, it's going to take a couple minutes or however long it takes. If he is doing it right now, I don't know. For it to be figured out.
Yeah, so Davesterio finishing up with a 34-31. Archie Boy looking like he's gonna hop into the little nest there, and it looks like now we're gonna be able to get both runners in for some post-race interview. I'm not sure if Dave is hopping in, but I do know Archie Boy was saying he was interested in hopping into an interview. So again, GG's from both runners. Gonna let them know that they can hop in for interviews.
Yo.
Hey,
Yo,
Dave.
Dave.
What's up, guys?
Your name may be Dave Stereo, but after today, I think you might want to change it to Save Stereo, because holy cow, you were pulling out so many awesome saves tonight. That was really awesome to see. Everything was just like, I mean, I know you don't want to have to pull out those saves. You want to change it to Save Stereo, because they were all very, very impressive.
Yo, I appreciate it.
Yo, GG Dave.
Yeah, GG's, dude.
Yeah, good. Congratulations, Archie Boy, on the win.
What was your time?
Hold on, let me go back to journal. It was 31 something.
Okay,
31
nice.
1x, I think.
Nice.
31.29 actually. Never mind. It was okay. It was PB pace until the last screen of battle line, and then I died at the very end, and I was like, well, that sucks, but I can still get sub 31. And then all of Summit happened, and it was hilarious. It was just a comedy of errors. You know, flag 12. I missed flag 12 somehow and I died, and I had to do flag 13 again.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I don't know how I missed flag 12. I have no idea.
There's like nowhere to move there.
I don't know how I did it, and I was like, wait, I missed flag 12. That sucks. I better not die, and then I died.
You do need to be on the ground for a certain amount of frames for the flag to trigger. Maybe you just like
I think
jump.
it's just one frame, I'm pretty sure.
No, it's I thought it was like the same amount of as like a strawberry.
No, I don't
or
think so.
or like a bit less. I don't know. It definitely is. It's more than a frame. It's more than a frame.
I know in downwind you can like have like downwind is scuffed and weird, and you can jump off of the flag hitbox and not have it activate. Otherwise,
I've definitely seen that happen before.
Yeah, that's happened to several people.
So Archie, in 5B, you had one fail for Bub's drop, and then just opted to keep going. What made you decide to do that and not do the second try for Bub's drop?
I mean, I've been doing that in all my races. Missing Bub's drop more than once is super tilting and annoying, and I'd rather just take guaranteed like 15-second time loss and then have like 5 seconds to think about my life floating in a bubble rather than fail Bub's drop like 4 times and get mad at it.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely a respectable play. As I know that we've seen even some of our top competitors just really struggle with Bub's drop. Dave, I'm pretty sure that you got Bub's drop first try, correct?
I missed it once, and also like, dude, okay, so I felt really good about chapters 1 through 4. I mean, yeah, there was a little shakiness in 3, but chapters 1 through 4 were fine. But then I get to 5B. Even my 5A was decent, but 5B, I fell apart, man. It took me like 6 tries to even get to the first Bub's drop attempt, and then I failed it, and I was just like, okay, awesome.
Yeah, Bub's drop is I'm not a fan. I don't like it.
Yeah, looking at the stat difference here, it looks like fairly close there's a fairly close race, looking at probably about a 20-second differential going out of Golden Ridge, and then we got, or actually it's probably closer to 30. But then when we get to Mirror Temple, thank you guys for having your journals up so I can see this stuff. Archie Boy had a 425 Mirror Temple, and then Dave had a 529. So definitely, if you're looking at a spot that you really saw the lead get commanding was just through 5B.
Yeah, just look at my deaths. Like,
yeah, there definitely were a lot of unfortunate flubs that happened.
Yeah, 5B is rough.
And also some good saves. I do have to say, Dave, you did save yourself a few times in 5B.
Only a few.
Only a few.
I mean, I have to watch it back.
Pretty much any death in 5B, it's going to be like 5-6 second death or upwards. 5B is really annoying. It's my least favorite chapter in the run by far.
Yeah, 5B can be really tough, but even still, I mean, overall, you guys still played pretty well. Again, very impressive. Congratulations to you again, Archie Boy, on advancing to the knockout stages of the qualifiers. How you feeling going into that?
I'm feeling pretty good. There's some stuff I need to practice, like Bubs drop. I am 3 for 3 in all of my races. I failed it every single race, so I need to
Okay.
work on that and find something better. There's like a way to pause buffer it. I've never had success with that, but maybe
Yeah, I
I'll
saw
have it.
Dave definitely pulled out the pause buffering on his second attempt, which helped him to be able to get that.
Yeah, I normally go for it every time. Sometimes pause just doesn't come out for some reason, but I do go for the pause every time.
Do you feel that maybe some nerves were a factor for you, Archie, or was it just simply?
Not really. I mean, I don't really get nervous in the spotlight. Like, I was kind of nervous towards the end of this race because I looked at my pace and I was like, wait, this could PB. And then I died in the final screen of battle, and I was like, oh, okay, that sucks. And I wasn't really nervous anymore. But
Dave, do you think nerves went into your performance at all for this match?
Yeah, or honestly, I really don't know, man. It's like I was feeling so good until, or like through 5A, up to 5A, and then 5B hit, and then I just started hitting it, and then I fell apart. I literally
Yep.
just fell apart, and then because like for my deaths, I either had one death, or I had one death in like every chapter except for chapter 3, which I had 4 deaths. But then you get to chapter 5, and then it's like 13, and then Reflections 14 deaths, and then 15 deaths in Summit. It got ugly.
Yep, and definitely with those being your harder chapters, those will be your definite choke points. Choke points. Ooh, choke is where my brain apparently is saying today. So Dave, with this, yes, that does end your journey here in the qualifiers. Do you have any more Celeste plans for right now, or are you going back to the Final Fantasy grind for a while?
I mean, I want to actually be good at this game, so I mean, I'm gonna try. But I've got ESA in. I leave for ESA on Thursday, so I have to have Final Fantasy VII and Star Wars Phantom Menace ready. So probably gonna be, or I don't know. I can't stop playing this game. Honestly, I really can't.
I don't blame
very
you.
addicting.
I relate to that. I
Yeah.
relate to that. You know, this is one of those games. Like, no matter, like, at least for me, whenever I play this game and speedrun it, it's like every other game. If I mess up, I just get really frustrated and want to quit. But then with Celeste, I keep going, and the more I mess up, the more I'm like, no, I need to get this. I can't stop until I get this.
It's really weird for
So
me because like I'm pretty close to sub 30 and I've choked so many runs at this point. Like my summit best is sub 29 and I can't get sub 30 and it's maddening sometimes. And there's days where I'm like, I don't want to play any percent. Like I just want to learn ARB or something. Like that seems fun. No more any percent. And then the next day I'll be doing any percent attempts for like 2
yeah.
hours.
Yeah, I do want to lead to a something I think is very important to note now. The bracket has been seeded.
Oh boy.
It is
Okay.
fully determined. Some people in chat were already talking about it. Archie, you will be facing Crichter 23.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
what are you
Critter will
thinking about
be.
that right now?
I mean, I'm gonna. He's console, yeah. So
Yeah, he took a win today. I don't even. Yeah, against DeLuca. I keep forgetting. He
yeah,
played DeLuca today. Was able to take the win over that pretty well. And is there anything that you're gonna do to try and pull out any stops against him, or are you feeling pretty confident in that match?
I just need to work on consistency a bit. I know with him, I've seen some of his PBs and stuff, and like he seems to do like a lot more consistent stuff. Like for me, I lab a bunch of stuff and I kind of go for everything, especially if it looks cool. I want to do it, but that leads to a lot of deaths. Like all my PBs are sitting in like the 22 to like 30 death range, and it's nice because sometimes you just pop off and don't die, but then some runs like this run, like I probably lost like over a minute to deaths this run alone.
Yeah,
So
this is again, a game where you improve by not dying.
Yeah. So yeah, congrats to our 8 people who did move on. We do have honestly, I'll just read it from the top to bottom that we've got going on for this bracket. Marlin, Starcruncher, Programmatic, DeLuca, Aurora Dash, Comet625, Crichter23, and archieboy666. So, thank you,
Welcome forward.
everyone. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm,
so
sure,
I
I'm
think-
looking forward to seeing it as well. Those, we'll start scheduling
Yeah,
matches.
really excited.
Not just for this league, but for every league. This is the end of the group stage of qualifiers for all 3 leagues. And so this is all 3 games. So it will be moving into the next stage of qualifiers for everything. Starting on
Right.
Sunday, really.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see. As you can see in chat, I plugged all of the commands. So if you want to check out some of the GSA merch or the schedule or any of the league structure info or any of the event standings, you can go ahead and check all of those out. So, but that will go ahead and do it for us here today. Any last thoughts from the runners? Oh,
yeah, I do want to. Yeah, we're getting
go ahead,
something.
Troy.
Yeah. So also, so it actually won't start tomorrow, the next stage, because before that has to happens, we do have a special event tomorrow of Super Mario Maker 2 Invitational that is happening, and that is going to be quite amazing. Honestly, it's going to be a lot of big names. We got a lot of people that I'm really excited to see what they're going to do in that.
Yeah.
Grand Pooh Bear's there. Simple Flips, like a lot of big names. I'd actually have to look at the tweet specifically to fully figure out what it is. Hold on, I can totally get it.
It'll be really cool to see that. I'm really excited because Super Mario Maker 2 only just recently coming out in the last month has been popping off. I've been seeing a lot of people play it, a lot of really awesome levels come through, and it's just overall shown to be a really impressive game. I actually think I saw somebody was making some Celeste themed levels in there, which would be really cool to see any of those come out during the Mario Maker 2 event.
Honestly, every last one of these people are big names, so I just want to list out everyone. Do you mind?
Go right ahead.
Do you guys mind? Okay.
Go for it.
Exactly what it says on the picture from their tweet. Mewtwo King, Trihex, Valu, Pangea Panga, Big John, Tailstream, I Ate Your Pie, Oats and Goats, Simple Flips, Witwix, Foxin, Little Curbs, Spike Vegeta, The Beast, Mitch Flower Power, and Bismuth. Those are all huge names.
This is going to be a really awesome event.
Yeah.
So definitely tune in here at twitch.tv/speedrun to check that out. But that will do it for us today. Do we have any parting words from the runners tonight?
Well, thanks again, Dave, for racing. It was fun. Thanks to the commentators. Thanks, Milo, for restreaming. And yeah, that's all I got.
Archie, your fish on the race, was a really good one, and good luck to everybody else that made it through to the bracket.
All right. Make sure you guys give both of these runners a follow on their Twitch channel, as well as just continuing to support GSA and everything that they do. But that will do it for us here today at Global Speedrun Association. My name is Zojalix, and I'm joined with Troy of Athens. Thank you guys again so much for an amazing day of just speedruns, races, and competitions, and we hope to continue to bring those to you in the future.
You could follow everyone here as well. I don't believe actually Archie you're like Fish McMuffins on Twitch, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Bye everyone.
See ya.